Now, about the flowers. He always hated roses. Said they smelled like old regrets. Can we go with something less depressing? Of course, Mrs. Jones. Perhaps some cheerful daisies? Or maybe a nice cactus, low maintenance, just like he was. He'd appreciate the irony. And the music, no dirges. He wanted something lively, to really wake the dead. How about Staying Alive, by the Bee Gees? Or maybe Highway to Hell. Oh, he'd get a kick out of that. And the eulogy, none of that he was a good man nonsense. He wanted honesty. Something like, he was stubborn as a mule and twice as loud. I'll make sure it's a no-holds-barred tribute. No sugarcoating, just the bitter truth. He'd want it that way. And the burial. Can we skip the usual ashes to ashes speech? He always said, I'm not dust, I'm more of a stubborn stain. Certainly, Mrs. Jones. We'll keep it simple. Maybe something like, well, here he is, still not taking orders. Perfect. And for the headstone, none of that rest in peace nonsense. He'd want something like, finally, some peace and quiet. I'll make sure it's carved just the way he wanted. Any other last requests? Oh, yes. He wanted to be buried with his remote control. Said he needed to change the channel if Heaven's only playing reruns. We can arrange that. Anything else? Just make sure there's a bottle of his favorite whiskey in there too. He'd want to toast the end of the show. Consider it done, Mrs. Jones. We'll make sure he goes out just the way he wanted. No fuss, no frills, and plenty of laughter. He always said life was too short to be serious. I suppose that's true, especially now. He'd be proud of this send-off. A fitting finale for a life lived on his own terms. Yes, he would. And who knows, maybe he's already up there, complaining about the service. If he is, I'm sure they're getting an earful. But at least he's in good company. That he is. And wherever he is, I hope they have earplugs.